Conversations, interviews, just something to listen to. Arrow.net, ARROE.net. All right, let's do it. Let's play it forward. Real people, real stories, the struggle to play it forward. Episode number 287 is with professional wrestler Paul Wright. Big show. Except as Paul Wright, he's not in the WWE. He's on All Elite Wrestling.
I'm good, Arrow. How are you, my man?
Absolutely fantastic. Hey, congratulations on being a part of AEW's All Elite Wrestling, dude. What a great move for you.
It's pretty amazing at my stage of my career, after 4 decades, to leave a place and then get this opportunity now to be a part of AEW while it's so hot right now and growing. It's pretty magical, man. I tell you, it's pretty magical.
Well, they're living up to their name. They say All Elite, and look at that list. I mean, it's All Elite.
It's growing. It's growing. I try to tell people the difference. You know, they say, "Oh, what's the difference between WWE and AEW?" And I said, my biggest thing that I noticed in coming to AEW is just the authenticity. The characters are more authentic. It's more of a wrestling program. It's not so much of a talk show. And I think that's a different product for fans that want more wrestling and want more authentic characters, and AEW is definitely delivering that.
Well, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to seeing is you being that wrestler as well as that co-commentator, because, you're going to be in those back rooms, and I know you're not going to take any junk from anybody.
No, it's funny to say that. I have a pretty big announcement tonight on Dynamite as my wrestling, when I'll be getting back in the ring here. So if fans tune in tonight on Dynamite on TNT, I'll give everybody some pretty cool info about when I'll be competing next.
Now, what has it been like for you to be a part of what I always say is the legacy of wrestling, in the way that every generation on this planet has a wrestling story and you can sit down and talk for hours about it?
It's just because wrestling has the ability to provide a way for fans to connect with different characters. There's somebody for everybody in wrestling. There's a bad guy to identify with. There's a good guy to identify with. There's scenarios and situations where people are like, oh, if that ever happened to me. There's the stories of the David versus Goliath, rooting for the underdog. Those type of situations and scenarios connect with people on a very deep level. And they also help bring families together, because people get passionate. I mean, people are passionate about their favorite sports teams. And, you know, that's what we bring to the table as AEW, is that authentic way for fans to connect with talent and to be entertained, dude, to enjoy the crazy characters that we have.
I'm still not over the feud between the Dynamite Kid and Bret Hart. I mean, and that was in Billings, Montana, back in the 70s.
That's true. That's true. But when you see those, where were you when? Where were you when this happened? Where were you when that happened? Those kind of moments, people last, and those are generational moments. I mean, even in the business now, I'm working with guys now, talents now that I worked with their dads when I first started. And some of these guys are, which is always a little weird. Like, I think, I met Haku's son, Ming. I met Haku's son a couple of weeks ago at Dynamite. He came in because he's working with New Japan now, and he's like 6'9" or 6'10". And he's just another tall kid at first, because I haven't seen him since he was like little. It's just, I'm Haku's son. I started crying when I saw him, and I gave him a big hug. He probably thinks I'm a big weirdo, but his dad was so nice to me. Haku was so influential to me when I first started, that for me to see this full circle generation, it's crazy. I mean, I'm working with, Brock Anderson, who's Arn Anderson's son. I'm working with, Billy Gunn and Austin and Colton Gunn, who I've known those kids since they were little, So to see them now become young men and start their own characters and to grow, it's really cool to be a part of it. But that's the thing, there's generations. There's grandfathers with sons and grandsons and granddaughters, and everybody's got their favorites. Grandma has her favorite. Mom has her favorite. So It's a beautiful thing about wrestling is you can really pull a lot of families together and keep them for generations if you're doing it right.
And and what I've always loved about wrestlers is because Charlotte at one point in time used to be like the wrestling capital of the world with the Crockett's and all that kind of stuff being here. I mean, I watched Cody Rhodes grow up. He was a punk kid from South Charlotte, man, and now look at him. I mean, he's like a giant in wrestling.
Well, Cody Rhodes has worked very hard to really set himself apart. Cody and I worked a lot together in WWE back in the day. We had that Intercontinental title run for a while, that feud. And Cody had a different passion. He wasn't satisfied where he was, right. Either living off in Dusty's name or he really wanted to make his mark in the business. And for Cody to be such an incredible part of AEW and the role that he's moved into in AEW, for me, I am so proud of him, and I mean this from the bottom. I'm so proud of the man that Cody has become, the talent that he's become, and the dedication he has to the business. He's just an incredible asset for AEW all the way around. So to see people change and grow and mature in so many different levels, it's man, I'm telling you, I've been around a long time and I'm getting to see a lot of cool things, but definitely seeing what Cody's been able to change and mold himself into has been pretty incredible.
You talk about holding on to those belts and stuff like that. I guess I'm the naive fan. When the belts exchange hands, do you at least have a belt at home to prove that you had it, or do you have to rely on old photographs?
It's funny, you do have that title. You don't get your own title. I mean, you could call and get one for a trophy piece, I guess, if you were hanging it in your office. That was never my thing. Paul Heyman actually gave me a replica of the title when I beat Brock Lesnar in Madison Square Garden. But I've never been one to keep titles or put them up. Some guys do. I know guys that have every action figure displayed, every title. That's never been my thing. I've always been a what's today, what's tomorrow. I'm glad we got through yesterday, but I'm always a moving forward type of guy. So, when you have the title, you better get a picture with it, and because if you lose it, somebody else gets it. What's really bad is if you're used to carrying that title and then it's not in your bag, you have to, for a while, you're constantly thinking you forgot something. Yeah. Like, oh, my bag's right. Where's the title? Oh, I lost it. I don't have it anymore. That's the thing that always trips me out, is you get so used to having it a part of your person that when you lose the title, you do feel like you've lost something important.
Wow. Well, congratulations once again on being a part of AEW. You guys really, really are living up to your name, All Elite Wrestling. And I'm just and you've always been so damn down to earth, dude, and I appreciate you for that.
Oh, thank you. That's, it's the only way to roll, brother. Just be humble.
Absolutely.
Blessed for every day and move forward,
Please come back to the show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you, sir.
Oh, thank you very, very much, and thank you for the time.
You bet. Be brilliant today.
Thank you. I like that. Be brilliant. I like that. I might steal that.
Please do. Please do. Take it. It's all yours.